Very cool. I've been a fan of DoorDash, been using DoorDash for a really long time now. Spent a lot of money on that app, so to be able to partner with them, do cool things, creative things, donation things, and partner with them, it's been really cool to do that.
Season right around the corner. How excited are you to get this finally going and get your name out there?
Yeah, very excited. We've been growing together at camp. We're technically still in the training camp portion, and we're still learning and growing to get better, putting things in, learning each other. But to finally get the season started, games started, it all happens extremely fast. The season's really long. We have games almost every other day, lots of travel. I know in the first 2 weeks we're heavy on the road, so it'll be fun, and we're all excited to get going.
What do you think about starting against the Lynx? How much did you go to their games at Target Center growing up? Like a little full circle moment, I guess you had.
Yeah, definitely full circle. I went to a lot of their games growing up, watching that dynasty play out. I was their biggest fan. And now I'm a part of a different organization playing against them, so definitely a really cool experience. Don't take it for granted, the shoes that we fill, all of us. So it'll be cool. It'll be really cool and fun and sort of surreal. I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was fake news. There's a lot of fake news that circles around the internet, so you never know what to trust. But it's also surreal. I don't know, it's crazy to me that they would name the whole city after me, but just to be able to give back to that city who's given me so much, and for them to show love like that, I appreciate it.
What have been some of the focuses for yourself and the team in training camp this week?
This week been focusing on offensive and defensive execution, congesting, disrupting, dictating on defense, and then getting to our space and our shapes on offense and executing. If we call a play out of a timeout, the sets that we already have, putting in new sets, and then just tightening up on our defensive transition skills, and half-court skills, and overall just tightening up on both sides of the floor.
Okay, I gotta ask this question. So again, you're in the collaboration with DoorDash. How much have you think you've spent ballpark on DoorDash?
I don't want to talk about it, honestly. Just say
it's enough for them to want to call you.
Yeah, it's enough for me to want to call them. It's enough for them to see the receipts and be like, yo, you should probably get something going. So yeah, just know it was enough for sure.
Does it appear that stars have aligned here in Dallas for 2 number 1 picks in the WNBA and the NBA to be coming here this season? What do you think about Cooper Flag coming to town?
Yeah, that's another thing that I didn't think was real at first. This thing, I think 1.8% odds to get the first pick, but I believe God makes no mistakes, and so that happened for a reason. I know Cooper doesn't take it for granted that he's the number 1 pick as of right now. He'll wait to hear his name get called, but if that's the case, which it most likely will be, that'll be super exciting for that entire organization who's not on a rebuild and who already has a great team in front of them. So to add him to already a championship level team is a very nice addition.
Did you know him or what do you know about him?
I watched a lot of his games in college. I know he's a fierce competitor, a two-way player who plays both sides of the ball, contributes to winning in so many different ways. I got to meet him at the ESPYs when he won the Gatorade National Player of the Year. He's a really, really nice kid. And, he's not that much younger than me, so he's just a nice guy. But yeah, it'll be exciting to get to know him more if the stars align that way.
Did you get to your spots without forcing the action? How much do you feel like that's familiarity with the system or just your individual growth?
Yeah, I think from high school, from college, we've always played in a system where no person was bigger than the team. We love sharing the ball. We love getting the actions, making the extra pass, not forcing things, just getting things within the flow of the offense. Obviously, there'll be times where you'll have to create on your own, take tough shots, but you try to limit those as much as possible and take the best shot available. So definitely something that I think I've grown accustomed to in the systems that I've played in, but what Chris is trying to build here and what we're all trying to learn in this system as well.
How much has it hit you yet that you're going to be playing in the WNBA on Friday? Like after all these years, after all the work you've put in, has it sunk in that you're here?
Nah, it still hasn't hit me. Wake up every day, and the fact that I'm going to work is crazy. So just to think about it that way, to get to do this for my job and what I love the most, it's a extremely big blessing, and it's hard so you try to replicate that as much as possible and just show love to everyone around you. So I think trying to be like him, feel that presence, and then just lucky to have a good time with individual.
Will there be a dance video before or after the game?
A dance?
A dance video.
Neither.
Before or after the game?
Neither. Nope. Not dance.
Handling business.
Season just right around the corner, just a couple of days. How you feeling about going into it with what you guys have built in training camp?
I'm super excited. Coming down to our final roster, we have a lot of great players, a lot of people that's bring something to the team and help us out. So I think going into the game on Friday, we're really prepared, and I'm excited for it.
Now, what are some things that stand out about Minnesota as a matchup, as someone who's faced them in your career?
It's a great team, championship team. They have NaLyssa Smith. They got a lot of great players that have been in MVP conversations. So it's going to be a tough game for us as our first game, but we're excited for it.
What are some of the things you change with your game on the Lynx team this year? You got to change it.
I don't think change anything. I think just more embracing, just different roles and running the floor harder, rebounding harder, getting to my spots where I know I can score from, pose, short roll and stuff like that. So I would say more just embracing them.
Have you seen more post-up shots on him? I seen him get one yesterday.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's my bread and butter. I came up a post, so I think just embracing the role.
Does it feel any different being back in Texas? Obviously you played here with your other teams, but now that you're back here, not too far from home, not too far from college, is it a little bit different for you now?
Oh, for sure. I love Texas. This is where I'm from. I got a lot of family and friends. I think Texas is just a great place to be. The weather, the food, the environment. So I love being here. I love playing here. So excited to be here.
Without giving me anyway, defensively, how do you approach the task of just covering feet?
I think just being physical. A lot of players don't like physicality. I think if you bump her early, you can maybe set her off a little bit. So I think that and team defense, everybody just, pulling for each other, helping each other would be our team.
How has the connection with you and Maisha built the more you play small ball lineups alongside her during training camp?
I think our relationship has grew huge. We played together overseas before. So just little spurts of that. We're finally just, putting the pieces together. Maisha knows how to find players. I think her passing is her best attribute. So just playing with her is easy to play with her. She's always looking for people. She's real selfless. So I like playing with her.
What are your thoughts on the versatility of this roster?
I think it's great. You have players that can do everything. You have shooters, you got attackers, you got people that embrace defensive roles, people that want to run hard, play hard. So I think everybody just putting that all together in games is going to look great.
What were some of the focuses that the team had today, and how do you think the team is continuing to grow ahead of the first game?
Yeah, today was a big focus on our offense, just continuing to build chemistry, get comfortable with our initial spacing and shapes, and generating the speed that we want to play with. So I thought we short and sweet, good productive day today, got better.
Ty Harris didn't play in the last preseason game. Just how has her status been this week, and is there anything you can share on that?
Yeah, she's been full go here in practice. Really excited to have Ty rejoin the group for many reasons, but on and off the floor, she's just the leader, brings an organization and a level of calm that this group can really feed off of.
How challenging is it to bring a squad together in such a short amount of time where the chemistry isn't quite built yet, or do you try to build that throughout the season?
Yeah, I think it's we talk about the balance of you never want to force anything, and you want to create spaces to allow relationships, trust, and respect to develop, and also you want to be intentional about trying to expedite that process. So I think we've done a pretty good job with team meetings and events, and just creating some opportunities for them to build those relationships off and on the court.
speaking of balance, what's the balance between like Paige getting freedom as a point guard and then like more discipline stuff that you want to see in a game?
Yeah, I've really given her a ton of freedom early, and probably too much in terms of not free. I mean, I trust she's gonna go make plays, but I think I could help her more early. So I think I've taken for granted just how smart she is and how quickly she can pick things up, and so maybe just giving her a little more direction and helping her earlier, to where then she's fully in control and has the ultimate confidence in how the floor looks and how we can get certain players into certain actions and get the ball where it needs to go. So.
Last year the team lost Satu and of course Koclanes. How important is it going into a game of this magnitude, size-wise?
Yeah, we have. I like our post game with NaLyssa and Maisha and Tiara. You got Joyner on the roster. You got Maddie. I like our size. I like our compete. I like our versatility more than anything. So we can do some different things on both sides of the ball. And more than anything, I'm gonna love our effort and our compete.
You talked about being impressed by Paige and your ability to initiate the offense. Just how impressed have you been with like maybe the learning curve, like learning terminology and just being a decision maker? Yeah,
she's a hoop junkie. She just devours whatever you tell her, and is so quick to put it into action. So you couldn't ask for more really from a rookie.
Having the number one pick and getting paid, and then the Mavs just get that number one. You feel like the spotlight is going to be on Dallas basketball?
Dallas is the place to be. So it's an exciting time to be here. And my job is to make sure that light gets shine on all these players. So it's about them and helping them and putting them in positions to be able to do what they do best.